It's Brother Larry Crossley, the only charter member we have left, and I've asked him to give a testimony this morning, and he's coming to do that. Brother Larry.
Yeah, I'm not singing. I'll hang on. Now, I was born in June 1951, the 19th day, and I take $100 bills. But I was born in 51, and we moved out here right behind the church, and there was no church here. And I was, well, I got saved at Kelly Avenue Baptist, and where the Howard was preacher there. He left us at church. We rode with him to church that night, and he left us there at church when he resigned. So we had to get a ride home, and then we had to find out where he was headed because we needed a church right here. And my mother had been praying, and we moved here in 57, and the church started in 58. And she would be praying, and she said she was going to start praying for us to go to church. And, my age, I didn't believe her. I said, okay, and so within a year we had church. And Brother Watts was a pastor, so we didn't have to go to his house except to get preached to. And so it's been a very interesting time here at Smyrna. Things have come, things have went. Brother Owens died. Brother Watts died right after we started the church, or he started the church. And we was meeting a little over there on the side of the fellowship hall, about where the fellowship hall is now. The little frame house he built, and we understood it was going to be the parsonage when we got a regular building. And so he didn't make it to that point. So we moved on to what the Lord had for us here, and called Brother Owens, and he took it to the next level, and we built the building. And actually, it's right over there in this Sunday school room, and so Sunday school hall building. And he, for some reason, he had to leave, and it was a scary time for us young folks because it was not a good departure. And so we didn't know what to expect. But then the call of Charles Day, and he took it, and he built the fellowship hall was the auditorium. And so and then when he went, he helped out there and he left. And, he didn't really leave. He stayed around a while. Brother Julian came, and the church was really suffering. And he got to looking at some of the stuff that children were using for chairs and tables. And of course, the church didn't have any money at that point. And so he got looking around, and he went out and bought a bunch of chairs and tables that we didn't have no money for. And so that all worked out. God provided everything. And he said he wasn't coming to build the buildings, as I recall. And so we started, we was in that fellowship hall, and the church started growing. We filled it up. So he got to build building. He got to build his building. And so we had the church grew. It was just amazing what was going on here today. We went from nearly nothing in members to up to about 400. And then we had I guess we wasn't satisfied. So we had a special Sunday, a record-breaking Sunday. We're looking for 6 600. We had not hit that number yet. And so we work at it, and we got 600 that day. And but we haven't seen 600 since. And I think we could, and I think we should. But I don't, what the Lord has for us is, that's all I can say. It's not our decision. But anyhow, that's kind of where we've been, and as far as the church goes. And I thank God for my salvation. The old devil gets on me sometime. He said he was 6 years old, 7 years old, whatever it was. I can't even remember that. Mom didn't keep good records back then. And so I remember the night, and Brother Howard Watts was preaching down at Kelly Avenue. And so I guess I was a little rascal back then. I don't know. My mom told me she was going to spank me if I didn't behave. And he still, when I got out of there, the church was over. And so I sit behind her that night. And so church was over, or we give the invitation. And it's probably the only time I really listened to a message at that age. And she had told me that she was going to spank me, so I got to pay attention. So I reached through we had pews that had slats, and the whole thing was slats. They were real comfortable. And so I reached through there and grabbed her shirt, her coattail, or dress, and pulled on it. And she turned around at me and like, "Well, I'm going to take care of you, boy." And I said, "I want to go down front." And then she was flabbergasted. She didn't know what to do. So we went down front. They dealt with me. I think it was Brother Kelly that dealt with me. And I prayed a sinner's prayer and accepted the Lord as my Savior. And got baptized there a little while later. I don't remember exactly when. It was a little later. It couldn't have been before, could it? But it was an exciting time for us. And I'm glad to be here today, and that the Lord has let me stay here. I tried to leave one time, and because I told my mother and dad when I was a teenager, I said, "I don't like this at all, and I'm not going to stay here." We're from Bruton. I said, "I'm going back to Bruton when I get old enough to take care of myself, to where I can support myself. I'm going back to Bruton. That's where I'm going." And I said, "I don't like this cover." Well, I didn't go back to Bruton. I tried to leave. I was working driving. I was a milkman. I drove a milk truck for 7 or 8 years. And I was pretty good at the job. They asked me to take a job out of town. And it's just over in actually it was in Crossley, and it went down into Niceville and now Eglin Air Force Base. And so they needed somebody down there. Pat worked in the office. And but that ain't where I met her. I met her a long time before we knew who each other was. But she was doing the books, helping with the books, and they said they needed somebody down there to do that and run her out. So I said, okay. We had a mobile home. In fact, he bought that mobile home. I think he bought that home. And but we moved it down to Niceville. And then in a little while, a few months, they called me and said, "Can Pat come back up here? Doris is leaving. We need somebody to do the book." And we talked it over. We had Kelly, our oldest, and she's the only one then. And so they was going to get her somebody to take her place, come back home. And so after a while, I got tired of having to drive back to Pensacola. I was needing to see my family, and then we could come back to church. We looked around down there and we couldn't find, nothing come in one evening and was unloading the truck, to reload it, and I was running a route all the way to the Funiac and dropping the load off, and I had the truck loaded, what I had on order on the truck, and I had had enough. I was tired of driving up here over the day off, couldn't see my family, and then I had to be back Sunday, so I could be ready to go at 4 o'clock in the next morning. So, got tired of that, and I was on a point, I was fed up. And it takes a lot to make me get fed up. Now, you can run over me all you want to, but there will be a time that you will stop. And so I was unloading, and the boss's son came out there, and he called me Lorenzo. I said, he come out, what's going on, Lorenzo? I said, it ain't nothing, but I tell you what, you either bring my family back home, or you make me back up here. You decide, and if you can't do either one, I quit. Just like that. And so he disappeared. So it wasn't long I was moving back. They brought me back here, and so everything got back to normal, and it's still in the store. So that's okay. I got property in Alabama, so I'm happy. But I appreciate your time. I'm glad you was able to listen and not get too excited. I was afraid y'all might be scared when you're getting up here and think I'm going to sing. But yeah, I'm just nervous. So I got it covered. If you're nervous, don't worry about it. I got it covered. Thank you.